Greetings, everyone. Welcome to EA Global Summit 2022. This is Anup from the EA Global Summit organizing team. First and foremost, we would like to thank all of you for your time and participation in this session. The session, Effortless Word Document Generation in Sparx EA, is led by Suresh Jayakumar. He's the EA trainer and consultant at Sparx Systems India. We'll be muting all participants throughout, and please use the chat window to raise your questions to the speaker during or after the session. We will read the questions out loud, and the speaker will respond during the Q&A session at the end. To collaborate and communicate with Suresh and other EA practitioners after the session, please visit the dedicated channel for the session in Microsoft Teams. Suresh and several other speakers have generously agreed to stay in the channel to have one-on-one discussion and respond to your inquiries. For your convenience, the link to the MS Teams channel is posted in the chat window. If you are having trouble connecting to Teams, please connect us via the chat window or email us at registrations@eaglobalsummit.com. Thanks once again for your support and interest in the EA Global Summit 2022. Looking forward to start this wonderful session with Suresh. Over to you, Suresh. Thank you.
Thank you, Anup. Hello, all, everyone, and welcome to today's session. I'm glad about the interest in this topic, and I thank you all for being here virtually. Well, let me introduce myself. I'm Suresh Jayakumar, EA consultant and trainer in Sparx Systems India. I have been with Sparx System for the last 6 years, and I have a fair bit of understanding of EA and implemented it in different capacities across multiple verticals. I have worked with multiple teams and various industry giants across the globe as enterprise architecture consultant. Not only the business teams, I have also assisted several system engineering teams and solution architecture teams in developing their design modules as EA models. The objective of this session is to provide an overall idea about the custom documentation in EA16 with a focus on its key aspects and feature. Assuming that the majority of us here are EA users, we all are aware of EA's existing document generation capability, where you might have used or heard about the terms templates, fragments, and virtual documentation. However, in terms of usage, the custom document differs from these trends. It is easier to use. You will save a lot of time, and it's it's more simplified. But it is surprising that the majority of us do not use it, and some of us were unaware of such a feature. I could be wrong, but that's my perception. So that's really made me to choose this topic and want to show the audience how user-friendly the custom document is. I don't claim that the custom documentation feature is completely new in EA16. It was there in the previous version as well, but the current enhancements were completely based on user feedbacks. So with talking about the custom documents, so custom documents are one of the most easiest and powerful way to produce high quality and flexible documents. It provides it provides you the feasibility to pick and choose parts of the model that you intend to publish and choose an appropriate template to build your document dynamically. It enables effective documentation for architects or stakeholders to create and populate the documentation instantly, and also provides the facility to keep the document aligned with Sparx EA model changes. These preloaded custom templates have been defined with static and dynamic contents. So the static contents is of editable hard-coded text like uh, like scope, objectives, or the logos, etc. And the dynamic contents are are a kind of a placeholders for the users to assemble and reuse the EA individual custom templates. So these templates are defined in a way that fits across all the most common or typical end user scenarios. In comparison with the existing version, the current iteration will have a packed versions of enhanced quick guides, quick start guides that are already preloaded in the EA model patterns and are capable of reproducing professional HLD, business, and functional requirement documents instantly in a minute span. So to be more specific, uh, the previous slide uh, uh, spoke about I have spoke about the enhanced custom templates in which you can simply just drag and drop the parts of the model that you intend to publish and choose an appropriate template to build your document dynamically. Else, use the quick guides where you will get to see placeholders to use these individual templates and generate a detailed document instantly. As I quoted earlier, all of these templates are defined in a way that fits across all the most common or a typical end user scenario. So these templates, the custom document templates, are controlled by a special framework termed as document templates. So let's say a specific special framework. So these custom templates are managed by a special framework known as a document templates. This is a new addition to EA16. As we all know, enabling the framework is essential. This has ultimate control over a specific technology's toolkit and diagrams. Where a specific package is dragged and dropped into a document, the user is expected to select the appropriate template to publish the document. When the document template framework is disabled, the drop-down functionality of the custom template will not list this new custom templates no, in the drop-down. So hence if the user wants to use the custom template functionality, he must enable this technology. So this is just a pictorial representation of differentiating how no, the EA resource pane getting differentiated when enabling when enabling the framework, and so how this is going to get no how this is going to have an impact on the resource pane. So let's say post enabling the framework, the user will notice a new set of packages as well as a list of fragments and templates appears in the document publishing section of the resource pane. So you could see the difference here. So like when you enable the framework, you get to see a special package termed as a document template along with the templates and fragments whatever it owns. So this will not be you will not be able to see this without enabling the without enabling the framework. So the quick templates in this section will help the user to achieve the following use cases as listed in the PowerPoint. So let's say no, we have multiple custom documents in ES16. So if we pick up the business use case, so this specific template, like it prints the use cases with the business use case with the description and precondition, post conditions, and the scenarios. And even further, the scenarios are decoded into the alternative and exceptional paths. So similarly, with regards to business requirements, you get to see the requirement properties and the connected use cases and the related classes. And there's no and a handful of custom templates available in ES16. So these are a few among them. where you'll get to see the diagram list and functional requirement use cases, requirements summary, and an individual template for interfaces as well. So the very next step of this, like post enabling the framework, the very next step would be like how to use this templates in real time. Like, let's say it's very simple. The existing version, the usual documentation is like you go and you have to press F8, or you have to get into the specific options to generate the document. But this one is very simple. The custom document is very simple, whereas you have to just select the package in the project browser and create a custom document by just selecting the access menu, whatever is shown here. And so you get to see a custom document in place. So the very next step would be, you may have a set of packages or in your browser, like let's say the classes and requirements and use cases. The only thing, what is expected from from the user side, is he or she is just expected to drag and drop the package into the custom templates or the document. So this behavior, this will trigger a window called add content to document. So that will have a list of custom templates in it. So in specific, we recommend to select the technology here so that you'll get to see the list of custom templates. So for example, if I have the business requirements, which talks about requirements and its properties and its connected use cases. So I have to drag and drop the requirements package into the document, whatever I'm trying to publish. So I have to select the business requirement template explicitly so that I get to see, no, instantly I get to see the details of requirements and its properties and the connected information if it's available in the model as a data. Okay, so this post publishing the data using these templates, the user still holds the control to modify these published documents before getting them saved as a actual Word or PDF. Whereas with regards to the change template functionality, the user can change the template of the published document so that the content gets reprinted as according to the new template. And the highlight section helps to highlight the specific section which is published using the particular template. So, and to be very specific, the update dynamics section is something which helps in keeping the published document aligned with the model changes. And of course, we know the find in browser is about just to identify like where the actual custom document located in the project browser, and you can delete these sections as well using this menu. And these custom documents are in a system mode where like Sparx has provided uh, an functionality to edit these custom documents as well. Like, let's say if you find these user templates need some modification as per your team requirement, you can just simply take a copy of this template, make the required modification that fits your need. However, you will not be able to edit the inbuilt templates. Rather, the only step which we have to perform is to take a copy of this template and make the changes to the copied template, and you can reuse the template instantly. So let me just try to check how this is practically going to work. Let me try to create a custom document practically, and we'll have a look over on no, the functionality of how this is practically going to work. So I'll try to showcase my ES screen. Okay, now let's just try to create an example custom document. I'm just uh, trying to create a new custom document here. So for this, what I'm expected to do, I'm just expected to visit the publish menu in the ribbon, and I have to select the custom document here in the model reports. So just let me term it as a detailed design document. And when I say OK, you could see there's a custom document created. And I'm not going to use any of these templates where I'm just having an empty, I just need an empty custom document here. So I want to design my own document. Okay, so how this is going to happen? So that's just going to be a matter of minute where I can just fetch off these details. I have a sample model as well. But what I'm trying to do here is I'm just want to create a detailed design document here. So basically, the user perspective of a design document is expected to have, uh, the structural details and the behavioral details. So to decode it further, you can have informations about the components and the modules and the connected interfaces, and the implemented classes and the related behavior details and the informations as well. So the structure of the document, whatever I'm trying to define here, or may vary depending on the user requirements. Like you may need to have some, you may feel like you want to have some more additional information or structural changes. But this is a basic structure what I'm trying to create here, where the user can still modify the template and reuse it easily. I'll show you an example for that as well, like how to reuse or modify this template. But in basic, I just want to create a design document. So let me try to, I just have some contents created where, let's say I have a sample design model with some content, with a component and subcomponents and related interfaces and classes and its behavior. I mean, its interactions. So I have just categorized it in 3 different packages. So we have just created a custom document. So let us check like what we have in the component package. So if I get into this diagram, I'm just trying to, like relate how this template is going to extract the details of this component. Okay. So if I double click on this component, so this is an high level component. So it owns a few of the subcomponents and some, like interfaces and embedded elements into it. And these components may have some interfaces connected to it. So you could see there should be some real-time interfaces connected, some actual interfaces connected to it. And these interfaces are expected to be implemented on a class, and this traceability should also be there in this sample model, whatever I have in place. So this is just a very basic model, whatever I just created for this session. So the idea is about just to showcase the audience of how easily I can create a design document in a minute span. So I'm not going to make any changes in the existing templates or in the inbuilt templates. So this is my structure, whatever I have. So I'm just trying to reuse the template. And okay, so this is going to my components, or I mean, I'm just terming it as basically, but it's depends on the user wish. Whereas you may have different terms and modules, or whatever you want to term it, you can term it. I'm just defining it as component and marking it as in header one. And let me just try to drag and drop this component package into this custom document. If I try to do this, I could see a list of a huge fat list of uh, templates here. So to be more specific, I'm just selecting the technology, whereas I can see the component template here. I'm selecting the component template. When I say OK, so it's just fetching me the components, the second level components and the related interfaces, and the diagram as well. And you could see this is something that where we need to have the modification. So you have this component name and nodes, and if there is some properties to be added, so this can be modified in the template, because this is something which the user need to customize. But it's very easy, like it's going to be in a minute of time, you can still edit the template. So I have a component diagram and the component detail in place, and now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to introduce the interface into this document, the related interfaces into this document. So I'm just trying to drag and drop the interface package, whereas if I want to have an heading, so I'm just trying to mark it as interface section. So when I drag and drop this interface section into this custom document, and I have to select the appropriate template. So this interface template is expected to print the interface name and the and its operations and its return types and parameters and nodes, and no the operation modifiers as well. So of course, like I'm just generating it from the package level. Still, a user can generate it from the element level as well. And now the related classes. So I'm going to use the same no the same functionality, whereas I just have to select the class template to fetch the class details. But the class diagram or the classes whatever I have, so I have 5 different classes where these may have some informations about the operations and attributes and all these details. So I'm just trying to fetch, or I'm just trying to extract this information into the document. So what I do, I'll just try to I'm using the class template to generate this document here. And okay, so let me term it as classes. So you could see that no the structural almost the structural uh, elements are almost covered in this doc whatever I created in a minute span. And what I can do more into this, like if I want to introduce an interaction specific detail of a particular class or a method, so what I'm expected to do, maybe I have an like interaction created. So I'm just trying to show the interaction here. So if I just drag and drop this interaction diagram into this custom document, and if I select a sequence diagram template, I get to see the sequence diagram and the related, the messages and its nodes, and the source and target interactions, and the synchronization types as well. So of course, like whatever we created, we just created. No, uh, using the inbuilt templates without editing it. But I do agree you may have certain modifications. Your structural expectation of the document and informations may slightly vary depending on your requirement. Understanding that Sparx has provided an edit functionality where you can you just need to take a copy of the template whatever we just used, and you can modify it instantly. For example, if I go and pick this component template, and I want to include a property, I want to extract the property information of this account module. So what I do is I can take a copy of this specific template, and I can just make some modifications on it, and I can reuse this template instantly. So it's if I'm going to reuse, if when I mean to say that I'm going to reuse it, I'm not going to create this document back. Okay, so just a small click is going to change this document. So let me just try to take a copy of this component template. So for this, I'm just selecting the custom templates in the document publishing section, and let me right click on this, create a template. So let's term it as component updated, and here I'm just trying to select the copy template. So let me choose the component template here, and I say okay. So this is what a component template is extracting. So it's extracting the name of an no the component, the actual component, and the interface types, embedded interface element types, and the sub component diagram and the sub component details. So I have a placeholder where I can still provide some information, or I can still provide whatever I want to fetch in this particular section, or I can even, and I mean, I can even, like add additional columns or rows, and I can fetch whatever I can just instruct the template whatever I want to print with the usual documentation approach. So let me just try to fetch a tag or a property for the subcomponents. So for this, what I'm expected to do, first let me check what is the type of a property my component has. So my component has something called as mod, whether the state of the module, whether it's approved or valid or implemented. So let me just try to edit this template. I'll mark it as a module, and let me remove this hard-coded text. Right click, insert field, value of the module. I say okay. So that's all I have to do, and to fetch this tag. And so how to, let me just, I have to sync up this edited template with the document whatever I just published some time back. So what I have to do is I have to right click on this contents, and I want to change the template here. So my existing template, we have utilized a component, the existing inbuilt component template, and we have just modified the component template, and we have no added a property into it. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to instantly change the template to the modified one. So I'm just selecting the change template here, and user template, the updated component template, and if I just say okay, so can you see this has instantly updated this informations. So that should be a similar approach, like whatever you can instantly update the, I mean, if you're going to make any modification on the template, you can instantly update it. And similarly, there are 4 different features like highlighting sections. So this component content whole, I mean, this is an this owns the component section of this document. This specific content owns the component section of this document. So if I want to highlight it, so I have to right click and I say highlight the section. So yes, of course, these are some additional features. And but the third one, update the dynamic section, is something like it keeps your document aligned with the updated model. So let's say if I want to make some changes towards this component, and if I term it as account information, okay, so when I say account information, I'm just picking it up. And if I want this document to be updated, so what I have to do, I have to just right click on this and I say update the dynamic section, and you can see that it has been instantly updated. So no, that's what I've quoted, that the custom document is really powerful. So you can instantly reproduce some professional documents. Of course, you have to make some changes, but you're not going to do anything from the scratch where you have to restructurize or you have to add some additional contents to this. But instantly we have just documented a huge document, I mean a design document here. So if you want to publish this document out of EA, and that's going to be a very simple procedure. So we just have to, like select the save option and file option, sorry. So you have to say save as. Okay, this document has to be saved. I'm sorry. Selecting the file, save as, and I want this to be a Word document. So I just extracted this document out of EA to my local machine instantly. So I mean, so this is something like was a bit complicated. I mean, user felt these things complicated, but this is something very easy. Like custom document is something very easy. You can just publish no a huge content, a model content in a minute of span. So I mean I'm just explaining to you, to the audience, and I'm trying to give an explanation of how I'm doing it. So it's consuming some time for me to to organize it. But if I want to do it for my own purpose, I can just print it in a minute span. So and so this is something about the custom templates. So there is an another interesting part is the user guides in ES16. So ES16 introduces a few frequently used document formats. So that's those document formats are something like it's a practical document which relates to most of the users. So like high level document and business requirement documents and functional documents. So you can get this from the model wizard. So like whatever we just done is we have assembled, or we have dragged and dropped some packages, and we just designed a design document here. But like if you want to see an organized professional document, so you can use the user guides, where the user guides would be a complete packaged template with like the logos and introduction scopes. So most of the document expectation should be there in the uh, usage guide. So let's just try to see where's the usage guide located. So it should be there in the model wizard. So the model wizard in the start page provides a pattern for a wide range of technologies, which you can use to quickly generate new models in your project. But when you first create the project, I mean, so when you want to create it uh, from the scratch, so rather putting too much of efforts, you can just visit this window and you could see some document samples here, and as well as some data samples along with the whatever I have shown, the classes and the components. So these are examples whatever I'm extracted from these templates. So I can just use one of these template from this starter kit. So let me just visit my project browser, and I'm just closing all these packages, and I'm selecting a business requirement document here. So if I create this document, I get to see a diagram with a custom document artifact. And if I double click on this artifact, it takes me to a usage guide, a user guide, where you'll get to have a cover page and logos and the placeholders to populate your no the titles and the status versions and all these details. And this is completely no a packaged I mean packaged document, where the only additional effort involved into this is something like you have to drag and drop the actual packages. So let's say you will have an instruction about this as well. So for a glossary of terms, you just have to drag and drop a glossary contain I mean package which contains the glossary element, and choose the glossary and term templates, so that it prints the actual glossaries here. And the similar approach is expected to be used no in this entire document. So let's say with regards to the stakeholder, I'm just going to take the same approach. Let me if I get this let me remove this hard coded text, and no from the packages. So let's say I have a package called stakeholder, and if I want to use the stakeholder, if I want to extract the stakeholder information, or if I want to insert the stakeholder information in middle of this package, in middle of this document. So I'm just trying to drag and drop it uh, in the custom document, and I'm selecting the stakeholder template. So it gives me some information. So I'm doing it on the fly. So let's say if I want to use the use cases, I get to see the instruction, and so again it says like I have to drag and drop the use case package or the use case element into it. So if I can even use it, I can even drag a specific use case, and if I drop it on the template in the document, so I'm expected to use a business use case template here. So instantly this gives me the information about the related actor and the preconditions and post conditions scenarios, you know like I'm just instantly extracting the details in a minute span. So that's what the objective of the session as well, like how fast I can generate document of out of EA and how easily I can do it. So that's the objective of the session as well. And no this you have to take a similar approach. There are three different documents in the user guide. So let's say you get to see a high level design document and functional requirement documents and the business requirement documents. So these are kind of like the user document templates where you can use you can assemble the individual custom templates into it, and you can you can publish a full-fledged professional document out of it. So okay, that's all about the documentation, and maybe I just want to quote about the sample document templates here. So you may you may think that these packages and the components are being created by me, but that's something different. Like for a new user, or no, you can just you will have a sample content, data content in this sample document template. So you just have to select no something like, let's say if I want to deal with a high level design document, so and I'm not sure about what is the explicit content I'm going to use inside the document, what I can do is I can just create this pattern in my project. So let's say I'm selecting the root node, or I'm selecting this high level package, and I say create model. Okay, so I could find a sample HLD content which has the classes and the interfaces and the components and the activity and the sequence. So that's what I have utilized as well. Like I just tried organizing it in 3 different packages, and instantly I tried printing publishing it out. So I mean, maybe so that's how easy is this custom document is. Uh, I recommend to use the custom document when you get to have a scenario like you want to get this, you want to extract information out of EA in a minute span or something. Like you don't need to go and make a big modification with regards to the template. You can just extract it in a minute. So that's an objective as well, and that's all about the session as well. So that's what I was about to uh, convey, and I hopefully I believe that it's conveyed well. And regarding the questions, like if there's any questions with regards to the custom document templates, you can reach our team's channel, so we could get you updated. We can reply you back for that.
Thank you, Suresh. And thank all of you for your time during this session. We hope it was useful and provided deeper insights into this subject. Suresh will now be available in MS Teams for an in-depth discussion and to answer additional questions on our Microsoft Teams channel. For your convenience, the link is available in the GoToWebinar chat window. If there's any difficulty connecting to the Teams channel, please write us at this chat window or write us at registrations@eaglobalsummit.com. Thank you again, everyone, and we hope to see you all soon for another fantastic session at the summit. Once again, thank you, Suresh.
Thank you, Anup. Thank you all.